we're back.
Yes, I am your host with the most, the Crazy Man Vera, and I am with
George, the Dreamer, Medina.
His name is Georgie Porgy Puddin' Pie. He kissed the girls and made them cry. What's up,
I don't get it. How come I can hear you with the beat? I can't hear the beat when you're singing it. I can hear it when I go in.
I got the beat. Don't worry. There's enough beat in me for everybody.
Oh man.
So
what's going on, Sammy?
It's been busy, man. It's not enough time in the day, son. Not enough time.
Busy. Busy Sam.
It's crazy. I can't. A lot of stuff going on. We got the Craze, we got the Patreon, we had the Kickstarter, we got guests. We're booked forever. I mean, it's like hard to get people in. We got the Craze in 10 or less. We got What's in the Box.
Yes. We have a fun show today. Actually, speaking of like the Craze in 10, I know for all you avid followers, I'm sure that you saw Sam's not What's in the Box. The Craze in Less Than 10 a few weeks ago, maybe last month. I would say sometime in
August 30th. About August 30th.
August 30th.
There you go. Look at that.
He spoke about freelancing. We're gonna dive into that topic a little further here today. We also have he's an artist. Okay, I'm gonna call him an artist. He mostly does. He identifies as an inker. He's created his own story. He's got a book called Stupendous. It's an anthology. I happen to get a copy of. Very good stuff. And he's got another one called Horrendous. Which came out in October. Yeah. He's an inker. His name is Enrique QuiQue Lopez. QuiQue. So he's going to be on the show today. He's very excited to come on and talk to us a little bit about it. Hey, Joe, little fun fact, Sam.
Fun facts with sci-facts.
My middle name is Enrique. Fun fact.
Oh, snaps.
QuiQue, son. QuiQue.
Wow, yeah. It's Jorge QuiQue Medina.
Enrique Medina.
Oh.
More Hispanic than that, dog. Jorge Enrique Medina Falcones.
Yes, this is Telemundo.
That's right.
Tops in the Bronx. Tops in the Bronx.
Yeah, with that being said, Sam, you want to go into our topic of the day?
Yes, I will.
It's time for your medicine.
And the topic of the day is
freelance success.
Yes, freelance success.
And I can't believe I'm getting the name of the segment wrong. Catch your mads. Your mads.
Well, I got you on camera saying, what is it? George the Crazy Man Vera.
No, really?
Yeah.
When was this? Years ago?
Yes, you were live at the Comic-Con and you were interviewing somebody and you said, "This is George the Crazy Man Vera."
Nice. Yes. Oh, it's called assimilation.
That's it. That's how I do. It's programming, baby.
So you're incepting people out here. Anyway, get your meds, and we're talking about freelance success. How to be a successful freelancer. Now, Sam, you touched on this topic, and it was funny because I was listening to the episode, and you said it was Anibal that kind of just hit you up and was like, "Yo."
Yeah. So the Anibal, the animal Arroyos, or Arroyos con Pollos, as I call him, he hit me up because you're always doing topics about indie publishers, but what if you don't want to be an indie publisher? What if you just want to be a freelancer? And I was like, word. So I changed the script in mid-air. I'm going in for the dunk, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna pass it. And I went and I said, let me do the topic on this. I said, you want to talk freelance? I got some stuff for you. So I did freelancing, how to be successful as a freelance artist.
Right.
And I broke down some key components of being successful and some of the things that what I've experienced and I've seen and I've heard about. And so I said, all right, let's put out the red flags and the things that can make you unsuccessful as well as successful.
Right. So I listened to the show, but informative. I think that I think that when you step into that octagon of freelancing, right? You got to be ready, man. You have to be ready to hustle. A little bit about yourself. People who don't know who QuiQue is, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a son of immigrants. I'm from my parents are from Cuba, and we moved into the States when I was a little kid, and then I've always been a writer. That's basically I've always enjoyed writing since very very young. I used to watch the cartoons, like all these cartoons, like the Wacky Race, the Speed Race, and stuff. And then what I would do is like go into my first grade class, and then I turn all my friends into part of the story, and I write these stories on these. They would give us this type of like notebookish type of paper that had all these lines at the bottom for you to write, but it had this space on top to draw. So actually, we draw an image and then do the story on the other part. I've never been formally trained. All I've done is learn it on my own. I started thinking about becoming more into the writing and in illustration just before college. But my parents, like everybody else, said, "No, you won't make money off of that." So they made me go to school. So I have a master's degree all the way up to in marketing. I'm also got a bachelor's in marketing and management and a minor in accounting. So I got my business basis covered.
Right.
But what I did was I took a lot of courses in college that prepared me for like script writing, speeching, illustration, video production. And then I went into trying to get a job in marketing and advertising. I tried to get into the big two in the 80s. Did a lot of promotes, a lot of presentations. Even went as far in 94 was the time I actually presented to Dark Horse, limited long full monthly series when they were starting to think about doing their own universe. It wasn't approved at all. But so I just basically hung around in advertising for many, many years. And then about 3 years ago, my daughter, she had already been doing cosplay and stuff. And so she was actually always sketching her drawings before she would go to prepare her costume.
Yeah.
So she decided that she wanted to become an artist. And I told her, well, look, this is not the easy life, but let me take you out on some conventions and I'll be with you because you're a minor. So I'll hang out with you. And while I was out there, I ran into people I met while I was in the 90s and like Billy Tucci, Keith Williams, all this stuff, Mark McKenna. And they were like, dude, why aren't you like in one of our tables? Because I suck. I haven't done this in 30 years. So they basically told me, get back in it, man. You can't lose anything about doing it. So 3 years ago, I got a little table and a little library show, Bergenfield Library, and been doing this ever since again.
That's awesome.
The inking and was stupendous. The thing is that I actually was able to write my own story. And now for Horrendous, I wrote the story and illustrated it as well. And I have another project we can talk about later that also has some writing in it. So
that's awesome, man.
It's like they say, it was really a long road to get here, but
yeah.
Eventually I got what I wanted. One of the dreams was to publish myself, and there it is. That's
You got a little light show going back there, huh, Sam?
You know how I do. You know how I do.
I can't wait to go back into the lab and see what you've done with the whole thing. What happened to the city landscape? You don't have it back there no more?
I have the staircase and the Calvin and Hobbes.
Calvin and Hobbes, that's nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, so QuiQue, man, he's full of stories and a lot of stuff. These anthologies. It's funny. Aniba is a big fan of anthologies. He loves anthologies.
Yeah. I've never been a big fan of them.
Me neither. I'd tell him that too. I was like, I'm not a big fan of it. Because you know what it is? As a reader, I've noticed, like, okay, I think, and I can discuss this with him too, but I think that if you are not a name, people kind of get lost in what I'm seeing. It's got to be really freaking good for you to be like, oh man, look at that. You know what I mean? Or you want to buy something from a specific artist. And if you're a name, obviously you're going to buy it. But if you're not a name, it gets a little confusing for people. Like, is this one story or what is it? What am I looking at?
Yes.
So yeah, for me, this actually is pretty good, actually.
And what I see, like most anthologies that I've seen, at least in the past, all the themes were different. what I'm saying? So if everybody decided to, oh,
See
look at
that?
that, look at that.
He's in there.
Yeah, he ain't
Nice.
He ain't playing. You know, I
He
think
ain't playing.
if you said, you know, we're gonna have a horror themed anthology, and you know, 5 different groups of writers and 5 groups of artists and different stories or whatever. At least there's a theme to it. Sometimes you've seen where it was just different, and then you get used to an art style, and then it changes up. There's no continuity because most of the time it's a one shot mini.
Yeah.
So that's why for me, I've never really gravitated to it.
You so crazy, crazy. Who's the craziest? I so crazy. You so crazy, crazy. Who's the craziest?